Man United 3, Tottenham 0. Comfortable win for us today. Oli made the changes that I predicted he would make to the formation. Maybe not so much the personnel. I did say, don't care who's in that 5, but he needs to play it. And he did. How do we break this down today? Because you know what? There is a lot of positives from it. But there's also some skepticism. There's also a little bit of feeling of, okay, let's park that because there was a lot of elements to this. Let's really break it down. First, I'm going to do the shout-outs. I'm going to start with the positives. The positives, Ronaldo. Ronaldo, I mean, what a finish. That proves what happens when you give Ronaldo opportunities, when you play as open as Spurs did against someone like Ronaldo and give him those sorts of opportunities. That's what's going to happen. The addition to Cavani with Ronaldo, I thought was really impressive. Those two worked really well together. That was a plus. And Rafael Varane coming in. It wasn't like everything he did, helped the whole squad in terms of being class. But what he did do, just his presence alone of being there, was enough. And I felt like he calmed Harry Maguire down, he calmed Lindelof down, and what he managed to do was just bring an overall calm and influence. So big up to Varane as well. Shout out to Wan-Bissaka, I thought he was good as well. And you know what, McTominay, I thought he had a good game. Someone said in the fans view that actually McTominay was like he was Zidane because Spurs were that bad, and I'm going to get to that of why we shouldn't get carried away and why no one's been excused from what's been going on, because at the end of the day, Spurs, horrendous. They are horrendous. I mean, they were so bad that actually I know I was calling for the back 5 before the game, but they were so bad that I was thinking, do you know what? I think we could have probably played against these the same way we set up. They're that bad. 4-2-3-1. They couldn't get out of their half. You got Skip and Højbjerg couldn't get near McTominay and Fred. Ronaldo running off the defenders. Emerson Royale at right back not doing a thing. And I think Oli made us difficult to beat. He brought in that 3-man midfield, and I thought it was going to be interesting to see how Bruno plays in there. Is he going to play as a 10 behind the 2 strikers in Cavani and Ronaldo, or is he going to make a flat 3? Because for that to work, I would have said we needed to play a flat 3, because if Bruno's still going to play as a 10 and be running around like a blue-ass fly, the shape's probably going to collapse. Our shape was good, but you know what? Last week, it wasn't a mauling like we got last week, but you know how we were saying that Liverpool didn't need to get out of first gear to win that game last week? We didn't need to get out of first gear to win this game today. Tottenham are that bad. They really, really are so poor. I didn't actually think they would be as bad as they was, considering we had our own woes. I was still very cautious about this game, as you guys saw in the build-up. But I think we do have to take that into account. Like I said, I've done the positives, and does it change anything long-term? Am I thinking? No. Does it let the players all off the hook? Does it mean everything's fine? No. Is it even something to build off? And I think that's an interesting question. Now we're dissecting it because the goals were good. But when you watch them back, Rashford clean through. They were open as anything. Spurs. The game was done by then. Ronaldo's does his Ronaldo chop, lays it off to Cavani with a really good finish. But they were so open, and Spurs were so bad. I think it's really difficult to judge how good we were versus how bad they were. And also, what you have to take into consideration when dissecting this game is that we were an open wound before this game. Gushing with blood. Sorry to be quite, detailed and, gory, but it's true. We were gushing with blood, and we needed stitches, we needed a plaster, we needed a bandage, we needed to stem that flow of bleeding. And Oli putting that team out completely shows that he needed to stem it. Yeah, it was bad. The Spurs fans are not happy, and I can see why. It was bad. You lot were bad.
Do you think United played well?
I was literally just saying, like how Liverpool didn't need to get out of first gear to beat us last year, we didn't need to get out of first gear because you guys were so bad.
I agree with that 100%.
Do you know what I mean? From a Tottenham point of view,
yeah.
How do you assess what you saw?
That was awful. That was shocking. That was the worst performance I've ever seen from a Tottenham fan. I've been a Tottenham fan for a long, long time. You literally, if you take Ronaldo had 2 chances, he scored one and set up another. And I said to a lot of people, I didn't want to sit back and absorb it. And we've sat back and absorbed it, and you can't do that against Man United team. I don't care what anyone says. You can't.
Nuno just looks out of his depth, doesn't he? He looks
way out of his depth.
Yeah.
She should never be a Tottenham. It should never ever be at Tottenham, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I could be in the minority, but he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's Mourinho number 2. Now we've not had a good experience with Mourinho.
You get something similar, but not as good in a way, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so for me, have we progressed as a club? No. Have we gone backwards? 100%. Have you guys progressed? I don't think you have.
Yeah, we have in terms of the signings that we've got and the playing squad we look at. It's a really quality squad, hence why coming into this game, I mean, Solskjaer very nearly lost his job, I'd say. But
do you think Solskjaer's the man for you guys to take you guys?
Me
forward?
personally, no. No, and I think tonight, and I was literally just saying, it's interesting. I was literally just saying before you came over that our players aren't off the hook. Our players, it's very difficult to judge how effective we were today because you were really, really poor. And us going forward in that system with a 5 at the back, you got Rashford on the bench, you got Sancho on the bench, you got Greenwood on the bench.
I'll be completely honest with you. It was a pub team that we put up today.
Yeah. The quality at times, even before we got our first goal, which was brilliant from Ronaldo. You can't knock that. But just the generic play wasn't great, was it?
If you look at Tottenham now, to Tottenham 4 or 5 years ago, we ain't the team. Yeah. We ain't the team that we were 4 or 5 years ago. Now, if you ask, I would say the lion's share of Tottenham fans, if they're being honest, Poch should never ever have been sacked.
I agree.
But what he done was he called out Levy. He called out Levy from the very start.
What is it? As soon as you do that here, that's it.
He called out Levy. So he called out Levy. So we're going to get Mourinho in. Mourinho's a plaster over a cut. He called out Levy. He's gone sacked. We've now gone with Nuno. Nuno's the cheapest option. He was number 10th choice. He's now come in and it's going to cost $2 million to pay him off. So in my opinion, he's gone, thank you, yeah. He turned around and said, well, do you know what, I'll take him the short term until another manager that wants to become manager. You've got a choice of Conte. Conte turned us down. Why did Conte turn us down? It's not because of Tottenham and who we are and the players we've got. It's because of what's upstairs. I get it's a business. 100% I get it's a business. But it's also football. And it's also
results, don't you? You don't need trophies. You need something.
It's entertainment. You guys are supported by Glazers. Now, Glazers have put you guys in financial difficulty. If Glazers pulled out tomorrow, you guys would be in a hole. But what you guys have done that we haven't done is got silverware
and invested in the squad.
And then you've got the fans behind it and said, you know what? If you took around Tottenham tonight, it's flat.
Bad. And just seeing how the boos ringing out and stuff like that. But I was just saying, I feel like Manchester United today were just in cruise control. I mean, a guy said to me earlier, like McTominay was looking like Zidane in there against, winning fouls. Højbjerg couldn't get near him, Skip couldn't get near him. We were just bypassing the midfield. At the back, Romero and Dyer, just not good.
I'll be honest, I'm not a McTominay fan. I don't think McTominay should ever wear a Man United shirt again, ever. But that's my personal opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. He come here
tonight. He's bossing it.
Yeah.
He's coming and gone. Boom! I'm having it. Let's have it.
There you go.
And you've got Skip, who every Spurs fan is hanging their hat on and go, "That's the future. That's the future. That's the future." And you've got Lo Celso, and they're going, "That's it." For me, we're way off it.
Listen, thank you very much, Talkers. Thanks for the honest assessment, brother. I would say good luck for the rest of the season, but I don't want you getting a new manager and it's interesting, when you speak to the Spurs fans and how they feel, and that's literally. I'm so glad he came in at that point because that's exactly what I was saying to you. We didn't have to get out of first gear. So moving on, Atalanta. I think Oli probably keeps it the same. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hostile in Italy. He's going to want to build on that clean sheet. That's the first clean sheet we've had in a long time. And then against City, he definitely plays a back 3, back 5. So I just worry about the longevity of that. I think but I think we kind of have to put that to the side because this was about firefighting today. It was about firefighting today. And Oli put out the fire. He put out the fire against a really poor Spurs team. But you do have to give credit to the players. They did show up. They still had to come in and do a professional performance against the poor Spurs side. Because I tell you what, there's one thing saying that they're poor, but if we didn't turn up and be clinical and be at it and show some form of reaction, then we still wouldn't have got the result. Son, if he takes that chance before at 0-0, it could be a different game. I know it's if, buts and maybes. The same with Bruno against Liverpool in the first 5 minutes. It happens. But there were a few little signs. Maguire today, do I think he done any better than he's been doing? Not really. What I do feel is that having Varane in there, I just feel, and a back 3, I feel like Maguire was just more protected. Wan-Bissaka, I thought he made things happen. He was up and down that right-hand side. He was good. But Fred and McTominay were good. And like that gentleman just said there, he might not think that Scott McTominay and Fred are up to it, but they came here and bossed it today. And that is the truth. And Cavani, which we have said, which this is something to move forward with, is having Cavani in this side. I think it's KG who said it, and definitely Owen, but KG more so of, I don't care how. I don't have the coaching advisor to tell you how. I don't care how. He just needs to play. And I think we've seen today why he does need to play more. I think Oli persists with this system. Longer term, it's an issue. We'll see what happens when we get to Atalanta. We'll see what happens when we get to City. But right now, let's not get carried away. Good performance. Great to get a clean sheet. Great to see Rafael Varane back doing what he's doing best. And Ronaldo, any slander Ronaldo, it just proves to you, if you give Ronaldo chances, the guy is going to score. Stop this pressing nonsense. He needs to do this and he needs to do that. No, we need to find a way to play to get him chances because he will score 25, 30 goals a season. Simple as that. My man of the match? It could be it could be Varane just because of coming in and getting that clean sheet. So honorary mention to him, but I am going to give it to Ronaldo. Because the finish. Not until you keep watching back the replays, it's such a not difficult by his standards, but it's a top draw finish, and he gets an assist as well for Cavani. And I think he played really well. And the one he had that was disallowed for offside just flew in past Lloris. That was right in front of him. I couldn't even believe it went in. It looked like literally ripped the back of the net out. So yeah, man of the match Ronaldo. Smash the like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Roll on Atalanta. I'll be doing a match view live with KG for that one. I think Ollie keeps the same team. I think he keeps the same team for the next 2 games. Same shape anyway. We'll see you then. Peace.